when she said, "Why am I so embarrassed? Your teacher said, where did I get you?" But I knew that there was a time, and that time is now. I'm a very, very ordinary woman. I live an extraordinary life. Why do I live an extraordinary life? I live an extraordinary life because of the choices. Life is about the choices we meet every day. That we meet and we make every day. It's all about the choices. And I get to spend my life living on what I call a threshold. You know, I've always lived on a threshold. So half of my life is with corporates. And the other half of my life is I've just come back from Ecuador, high up in the Andes, with the indigenous communities. And that's what we're called to be now. Leadership has and is changing all across the world. And we're called right now, more than ever before, to lead from the inside out, not the outside in. It's dead. So we've heard the word spirit this morning. And one of the things I'm very passionate about is I'm developing new models. I have the great privilege to be one of 8 visionaries currently in the world. And the other visionaries are all from indigenous communities across the world. We have the Kogai, we have the Lakota Indians, we have the Mohawks. I learn so much every day from these beautiful, beautiful people as we bring about new models, because the models are broken. And that's why it's time for men and women together to walk together. I've just actually spent 5 days in Switzerland, and I came back, and this is a beautiful new book coming out by the Dean of Lausanne Business School, Catherine Muff, wonderful woman. And she's written a book called Collaborative. So I want to talk to you very quickly today about something I'm developing and have been developing. It's why I'm on the planet. And it's called the 3 Rings of Leadership. Now these 3 rings are very, very special, because these 3 rings were given to me by the Shami. So the Shami are the reindeer people. And when I began to, rings started coming into my life, and once I was a very, very small child. But I didn't know that actually rings and circles go way, way back to before time began. And you'll find it in many, many, many indigenous communities. And that time has come right now to forge ancient wisdom with future wisdom of where we need to go. And I think that's why I'm on the planet, to be the barrier. To be the barrier and to be the bridge, to remove the barriers and build the bridges. But the very thing about the rings is the inner ring, and Sylvia was speaking about it in her presentation, is all about the I. So remember I said leadership is from the inside out. So right now we're called like never before, especially women, to own our power, own our medicine, and own our presence. And when you own your power, and when you own your medicine, and when you own your presence, you walk across the world with grace and confidence. And that's what we're called to do right now. And also, there's some great men in the world right now. I'm very blessed to have a lot of great men around me who say, come on, Mommy, step up, step forth. Maybe because I never saw barriers, I never had barriers. And for many, many years, too many years, I've been up in the high echelons of corporates. It's time we get more women up there. But you've got to be able to walk and stand and come on. Stand and step up and step forward, because the men want you there as well. But you've got to first own your power, own your medicine, and own your presence. And you've got to let go of the old models, because that's what it takes. And that's the inner model of leadership. Because you see, leadership is all about, it's a behaviour. You be it, you live it, you walk it. That's what leadership is. It's not just, oh, I lead today because I'm working in my business today. No. Leadership is how you lead at home with your children as a mother, being proud to be a mother. How you lead at the school gates. How you lead your businesses. Leadership is a behaviour. Just live it and be it. That's what it's all about. Because right now, we're living in the century of what I call the 3 C's. And the first C, which is in the inner ring, is connection. It's all about connection. And if you stand in the essence of the power that you are, you'll be connected. You'll be connected to the pulse of everything that is. The second C is collaboration. You can see this all over the world, collaborative. Where I was in Cowan, Switzerland, I tell you, there was everybody from young and old there, sharing, coming together, building collaborative networks. Because the future is all about high trust networks. People will only do business with people that they trust, and that's the way we're going. You know, your brand is your reputation. People will buy you for what and who you are. So it's connection, it's collaboration, and the third circle is all about community. Because community is the planet. So the I is the first circle, the second one is the we, which is the collaboration, and then the third one is all about the planet. So let me go back to the first circle again and tell you about the Cllr. The Cllr are one of the tribes of the 4 Nation people that I work with. Beautiful, beautiful people. And up until 1990, most of us in the Western world thought that they were extinct. The Cllr did not exist anymore, high up in the Sierra Nevadas. And then in 1990, for the first time and only time ever, was the BBC allowed in, and they were allowed in to film the Cllr in parts of the Sierra Nevadas. Now, why the Cllr are very special is because when a Cllr woman becomes pregnant, the man and the woman, which is collaborative, which is beautiful, since before the age of the sun, they decide together, is that future baby a future shaman or a mama? And if they feel it is, so they work and live by their inner sat-nav. You know what the inner sat-nav is? The gut, yeah? And if they feel that's going to be a future shaman, that baby, once it's born, then is brought up in the caves, in caves, until it's 8 years of age. So it's taught to have its eyes on the inside. And then at 8 years of age, it's initiated out to the outside world. So when you think of the beauty of that, can you imagine how intuitive that child is? That's the power of learning to put your eyes on the inside. And right now in leadership, again, Sylvia spoke about it, she said self-aware leadership. It starts with each and every one of us being responsible for what we do in the world, what we're here to bring to the world. And when we do that, the world becomes a better place. And what I want you to do right now is I want you to turn to the person next to you, and I want you to really, really connect with the essence of the presence of that individual. I want you to look at their eyes, and I want you to look through their eyes and say, do you know what? You make a difference. Go for it.